So my all-time favorite animated show finally concluded after 12 years. Has it been 12 years since the Clone Wars debuted in 2008? Wow. Oh my god, what a roller coaster that was. There's so much to get into. Just looking back on these last 4 episodes, it's funny not funny, it's a shame to see what could have been, because you have a show, you have a story that is so rich and mysterious that all it took was just a little line from the first film, A New Hope, of Luke saying that you fought in the Clone Wars. And it's such a throwaway line. And then Obi-Wan just sitting there, just reminiscing about him fighting in this Clone Wars that we, obviously had no idea what that was about. Our parents sitting in theaters in 1977, it's such an overlooked line. And the more important thing is Obi-Wan going on to tell Luke about how he fought in these wars, and he knew his father, and he was a good friend, great pilot. And fast forward decades later, we have this incredible, rich, exciting adventure that someone like myself has come to realize, like, this is Star Wars. You can take the original trilogy, you could take the prequels, and you could take the sequels and look at it as a whole, but I think without the Clone Wars, without the guidance of Dave Filoni, and most importantly, George Lucas, we won't have the kind of saga that we all love today. And for those of you who have not had the privilege to watch the Clone Wars, I don't know what's stopping you now. Just get Disney Plus. It's $7 for the month. You could knock out the entire series. It's 7 seasons, well over 100 episodes, and I can honestly say there's only about a handful of episodes that are fillers. I'm looking at you, Nomad Droids.
Whoever you are, please note that my counterpart here is programmed in 47 schools of self-defense.
But man, this has been like such a thrilling ride. The kind of production, the kind of money that was spent on this last season between the Bad Batch arc, the Ahsoka arc with Rafa and her sister, and between the Siege of Mandalore and just Order 66. God, I felt like I was watching a movie. I mean, I can only pray that this comes out in some form or fashion on the big screen. I would love to watch these 4 episodes all back to back. That's roughly an animated movie. It'll be 80 minutes long. Yeah, that's an hour, 20 minutes, probably a little bit longer, hour and a half. So you basically have a movie, but done for TV. The episodes were just so perfectly lit. The fighting, the motion capture that they used for the Ahsoka and Maul fight on Mandalore was just unreal. Something I've never seen before. And I always look back to my favorite lightsaber scene being from the Clone Wars, where Maul and Obi-Wan are fighting on board the ship, and there's just the scene where they're kind of just like going back and forth, dueling, and the lighting is there, the emotion is there, and it's just perfect. But there's so many scenes in the last 4 episodes that are breathtaking. On Mandalore, aboard this Republic cruiser, even the last scene with Vader, like just oh my god, there's so much. Like, an instant reaction right now is not doing it justice, because there is just so much that just crosses your mind as you watch this. And as an avid Star Wars fan, and as someone who has studied the art of animation in school, you revel in this type of perfect animation, perfect lighting. Joel Aaron and Matthew Wood, Dave Filoni, and Kevin Kiner with the music. I mean, my god, I love the choir. I love the orchestra. They is such a smart job. Not having John Williams it sucks not having him a part of this, meaning, like, we're not using his original scores. I mean, they do use the original scores here and there, but them having Kevin Kiner and what he does and what he just brings musically to this series has been just absolutely a joy to listen and to watch, because without music, Star Wars doesn't work as well. I tell people all the time, you can watch the entire saga and just not even listen to the dialogue, but the music tells the story. And these last couple episodes in particular, the music tells the story. The music is haunting at times. The music is serene. It is hopeful, and it's also doubtful. Like, you don't know what the future holds. I mean, as fans, we know what happens, but for the characters, they obviously don't know what's next. And that comes down to 2 people, George Lucas and Dave Filoni. Now, I'm very, very interested to see how much of George Lucas put into these last few episodes, because this ties directly into episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and what's going on behind the scenes and, you know, on other parts of the galaxy where we don't see in the movie, and now we get to see what's going on with Maul, and we get to see what's going on with Ahsoka. It just makes it a better movie, and I know the prequels get a lot of crow. I get it, you know, there's a lot of purists out there that just likes the OT, but sorry, the prequels have become better because of the Clone Wars, because you can watch episodes 4 and 5, go back to episode 1, episode 2, and the entirety of the Clone Wars, and then get to episode 3. And as episode 3 is happening, we're getting stories from a different perspective from essentially a main character. Because whether you like it or not, Ahsoka is a main character in Star Wars now. I did not like her at first, just like a lot of you Star Wars fans out there, but she's everything you would want in a Jedi. Someone like an Obi-Wan, where sometimes they'll bend the rules, they listen to their masters, but they take the good and they take the bad, but they see the bad and they don't really cross that line. We've seen Obi-Wan, you know, dance with crossing that line, but he never did. We've seen Ahsoka, you know, dancing around that, but she never took that dark path where Anakin essentially did. And there were several parts throughout this last couple episodes where history could have been changed in, you know, Star Wars lore if the council would have just got off their high horse and just listened to whether it was Ahsoka or Anakin or Obi-Wan. Like, there's certain things that were done and you look back and it's like, damn, Mace Windu really sucks. He's so arrogant. Yoda, as wise as he is, my man's might have Alzheimer's. I'm sorry, but he has made some suspect choices. And yeah, they say the dark side of the Force clouds their judgment. Well, yeah, it's pretty damn apparent because you guys messed up. You had so many opportunities to not have this all go down. Oh my god, it's almost to digest. It's sad that it's over, but I'm so happy that this was concluded and it was done in a way that was done with purpose. And you can tell every single detail of these final episodes in particular were done with careful and very, very precisely orchestrated animation, lighting, music, everything you can think of. Dave Filoni and the rest of the Lucasfilm team completely outdid themselves, and I can easily say that the Clone Wars as an entire series, if I could keep one thing about Star Wars, it would be the Clone Wars. I would keep that over any of the movies. It's as simple as that. The original trilogy is almost perfect. The prequels are really good. They have good, they have bad. That's fine. So does the original trilogy. And the sequels, all three of them stink. So I'm not even counting that. The only good thing Disney has done is allow Dave Filoni and his team to finish the Clone Wars, Rogue One, and to bring a new live-action TV show, The Mandalorian, into the fold. And here's the biggest thing. You have Mandalorian and you have the Clone Wars. What do those two things have in common? Dave Filoni. Right there, you have the man who was George Lucas's right-hand man, a man who has the background of animation, someone who is an excellent storyboarder, terrific storyteller. I think it's time that Disney needs to take a hard look in the mirror and say to themselves, you know what, Kathleen Kennedy, it's not working out, you know, I think you're a little too political. I think you're a little too new age as far as what you want to do with equality and everything that's been going on for the last several years in Star Wars. There's a time and place for all that stuff, and there's a way to really hammer it into your fans, but a little more subtle. Meaning, you want to bring your feminism, do you want to bring in your political ideals into Star Wars? That's fine, but do it in a way that isn't so in your face and it impedes the story. Ahsoka Tano can bring a lot of that to the table, but it was done the right way because of Dave Filoni and George Lucas. George Lucas is no longer in charge, but you still have Dave Filoni. Disney, do the right thing, get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, put her in the back seat, give her a lesser role. You got to bring Dave Filoni up. He's got to be in charge of Lucasfilm. He's got to be the president. He needs the one to be calling the shots because The Mandalorian was unreal how well that show has been so far. Like, just everything about it. And we can all agree on this because we have people that are not Star Wars fans watching The Mandalorian and they love it. How's that happen? When for years and years people hated Star Wars, but now you have people that like it because of The Mandalorian. Well, who do you have to thank? Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and the rest of the team. The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker, all total failures. Was there good and bad? Of course, there was some good, but I will tell you, and a lot of Star Wars fans will tell you, there was way more bad than good. That's for damn sure. The story went completely off the rails, all because you wanted to bring in this new 2020 vision, which, by the way, 2020 has pretty much sucked, except for the Clone Wars. That hasn't sucked. So that's it, guys. Clone Wars is over. I'm very happy to see it go down like this. It was an absolute thrill, and maybe there'll be more. Maybe they'll have some comics come out. I don't know, because we still have some questions. Obviously, read the Ahsoka book. You see what happens. It's an adventure of what happens after Clone Wars. I would love to get a series where you see what's going on with Rex, see what he's been up to. I mean, he's presumed dead, obviously. Him and Ahsoka are presumed dead. Maybe there's some adventures out there that we don't know yet that will be told, hopefully by the right people. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Stay safe.